Ah, yes, it's me again. Okay, the Q promises this to be the biggest delusion of the antinatalists.
Or philosophy, as they like to call it. And I'll have to address this directly to the ethicist and to the...
No, even the inconsistencies are inconsistent. So again, another one of these. He talks about mocking and all this other stuff, the other video, lamenting, complaining, and he does the same thing. The philosophy, as they call it. What is that? It's not a philosophy now. I mean, just what the? Where are you going with this crap?
Antinatalism. And here's my question, which I see an inconsistency with.
Well, you said this was going to be the greatest delusion you were going to point out. The inconsistency and delusion aren't the same thing, but go ahead.
In your thought process. Knowing what you think you know, what you say you know.
Oh, you really? So this is how you get to the point, right? No, this isn't how you get to the point. You're led into this thing, crap.
About the world as you know it.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah,
and about your human condition and your human
blah, 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 blah.
What makes you think,
blah, blah,
as an antinatalist or an ethicist,
blah, blah, blah,
what makes you
blah,
think
blah, blah, blah,
that you know
blah,
any
blah, blah,
more
blah, blah,
than any other person who is...
Oh, please. What makes me think that I'm more educated about the physics and dynamics of what? What subject do we want to... We can test. I don't know if you've heard of this, but you can actually take a test for things. Like you can actually solicit from the individual their knowledge, because like you could ask them questions, just like you did, smart ass, and whether or not they have an answer or not will indicate whether or not they're informed or not. You see, if they have no answer, then they go blah 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 blah, and then you call them an idiot, right? But if they say no, well that's the square root of 7 divided by 2 squared to the cube, third property of the 5th dimension, or some other kind of crap like that, and they give you an answer. You see, that's the difference. Shithead.
It's not an antinatalist or an ethicist.
No,
What makes you think that you have the solution to all of life's problems?
You're arguing that no solution is the solution, or you're arguing that your solution is the solution. So again, this you talk about inconsistency. It makes no sense to sit there and start arguing credentials here, because then you have to credential nature, or you have to credential the status quo. And how are you going to do that without inventing a god, idiot? You can't do it. So you're stuck in the same position. You're just arguing that somehow you just were telling me in the last video how your gang, like we all us humans think this is really a cool ride. You know, the majority of us are perfectly happy playing idiocy. So what? That's supposed to mean something? Oh, you're just, man, you really are dumb. This is the biggest delusion, so you set this up like, oh, okay, I really got you on this one, and this is the crap you come up with? Like somehow I have to credential my opinion, even though I've made thousands of videos, really long videos, explaining exactly why I believe what I believe, detailing the cause and effect logic of the belief system, and yet somehow I need to prove that I know what I'm talking about? I'm not trying to sell the conclusion, jackass. I'm selling the argument that leads to the conclusion. You might have noticed that I make a lot of videos about physics and chemistry and biology and evolution. I don't make videos about don't have kids, don't have kids, don't have kids. Idiot.
When you claim to be equal to everyone else.
Well, so here we go again. So this is supposed to be taking it all seriously. I'm supposed to waste my time with an argument this inane. That every time somebody says, that men should be based, we should judge men based on the content of their character, not the color of their skin, or some other thing. If we make some statement defining that some category or some aspect or some property of a human being is fundamentally equal, that means we're saying every molecule is identical, that everything about them is identical. No, there's no such thing, okay? This is just like red baiting in an economics discussion. You're just breaking the capacity to have a conversation, but you're telling me because I say there's a fundamental similarity between my consciousness and other people's consciousness, and the only thing that's fundamentally different in the function of that device is perceptual ideas, things they've clung to, whether they're a Yankee fan or not. That's kind of bullshit is the difference. Dumb fuck.
What makes your opinion more valid than the opinion of your opponents?
The evidence behind it. The fact that I will go to the trouble to play your inane, idiotic arguments and point out how they're inane and idiotic. There, that's the difference. The difference is because it's entirely fact-based and sourced. Okay, the source is biology, chemistry, and physics. All the evidence is right there looking us, staring us right in the face, and the counter argument is some sort of ambiguous, no, we're just going to make up a fable, a story about some singularity or some god or some other kind of bullshit that somehow the human race is going somewhere. No, it's not going anywhere. It's been chasing the same cheese since its inception, okay? Impractical fact. The chase is the game. It's just a chase. It's always been stupid cheese and it will remain stupid cheese. Ugh.
Now, of course, your answer would probably be something like, in Ghana, 200,000 people died of this, malaria, whatever. In India, a flood killed so many people, blah, blah, blah. There are storms, people starved, people died, we got cancer, we got influenza. The Earth's going to be taken out by solar flares.
Yeah, there's a ton of things that are really a big problem. Yeah, we got peak oil, we got peak violence, we got all kinds of peak technology, we got all kinds of peak problems that are going to get some big peaky troubles. And that's not even the point anyway. Even if things were going to status quo just the way they are, which it doesn't look like they're going to, but even if they could, even if we just maintain this bullshit and kick this dirty, stinking, rotten, smelly can down the road forever, it's not a can worth kicking.
We're going to suffer a heat death. We're going to suffer a cold death. None of that has meaning. Any of it. To your discussion. They're random facts.
They're random facts. Yeah, the most meaningful events in human existence, and they're meaningless facts. So the Fukushimas and the Holocaust, all meaningless facts. We shouldn't consider them if we're going to evaluate what life is, because life is cupcakes. It's never all that nasty crap. What the hell's the point of your point? I mean, get to it already, you silly person.
They don't tie together
blah, blah,
with your
blah,
ideology.
blah, 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 blah. How so?
If
Blah,
you-
blah, 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 blah.
Okay, see, you put a negative value
Blah,
on
blah,
life.
blah, 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 blah,
So,
blah.
when you say that,
No, we put a negative value on the aspects of life that have a negative connotation, that have a negative aspect, negative conscious experience. All right, and what we don't do is put any significant positive value on the satisfaction of individual deprivation, because your comfort doesn't have any ability to satisfy the deprivation of someone else. The fact that you're eating chocolate cake after starving for a week does not do the guy next to you any goddamn good if he's still starving, you stupid fuck. Your happiness does not fix their sadness. Your comfort does not fix their discomfort. You cannot compensate with the value of your comfort, because your comfort is made out of your satisfaction of your deprivation. Retard, it's already used up. Your comfort uses up its value by satisfying you. It doesn't fix the other problems.
you're equal, which is what you're saying. When you say that the world is shit, that you're shit, the person next to you is shit, your opponents are shit, you're saying that you're equal, that everyone is equal. So now,
Just forget it, right? This kind of word game is just this is a pitiful word game. This, again, just illustrates the metaphor of tic-tac-toe. That's all people are capable of, is dumb, stupid games. This is like some sort of chutes and ladder word play. Let's see if we can move the letter from the front to the end of the word, and then we'll change the meaning of the word, and then we'll play a game with the word. I mean, this is just bullshit, okay? It's clear when somebody says life is shit, they're saying generally speaking, okay? They're not saying every single element is made up of a shit molecule. I mean, you're just such a fucking asshole. This is no way to have an argument or a debate with anybody, okay? You just keep misparaphrasing people's arguments and then pretending like you're somehow arguing their argument. But you can't do it this way. This is just straw man crap. I didn't say any of this crap you put in my mouth. I mean, it's just fucking rude. You stupid pedophile. Why don't you get a nose job, asshole?